Good evening, welcome to Carp Shed. You're back with me again, Lee Power for Team Catch and Release. This is part 2 of my Rigs Made Simple. Last episode we looked at the double bottom bait, which is there, using as few components as possible, keeping it as simple as possible, but still effective. So we're looking at the single bottom bait, which also, with a very minor alteration, doubles up as a pop-up rig. So once again, we've got a coated braid, some tungsten putter, same pattern hook, curved shank hook with an inturned eye, small selection of bait stops, pair of scissors, 2 knot tighteners, a baiting needle and some baits. Again, 12 inches of coated braid, stripping back about 3.5 inches of the coating. There's already some strips on this, but you won't need this time. So strip back braid, the rest is coated. Okay, so on this one you want the coating in line with the point of the hook. It's going to protrude the knot by about 6-7 millimeters. So away from you and pinch it there, down through the eye, and we're going to do a 10 turn knotless knot. So under and away, so you're avoiding where the eye meets the shank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pinch it there with your finger, back down through the eye, and that's your knotless knot. And again, the hair's coming out at the side of the hook until we tighten everything up. So at this end, simple overhand knot, form a loop, form another loop with your baiting needle, pull it through, and then with your 2 knot tighteners through the loop and holding the hook, moisten them both down, pull them tight. The hair will spin around the shank of the hook until it's sitting on top of the hook, and that's everything tight. So what you're left with is a loop on the end, coated right the way through the knot, and roughly 6 mil beyond the knot. Now to leave the kicker again, talking 10 millimeters off the eye of the hook, stripping into the main part of the hook link, forming that hinge, and then just tease the concertinaed coating back down until it unkinks. So that's your easy made kicker. Now what we're going to do with this time is take your boiler and work out the length of your extender stop inside the bait to where the loop wants to be. So I'm going to want about a centimetre separation there. So that's where the loop would be with a normal bait stop. So what I'm going to do is take about 5mm back, making it shorter so the extender stop makes it for where I want it. Simple overhand knot. Again with the baiting needle, makes life easier. Back through there. Just trim off your tag end there. And then again with the baiting needle, one single bottom bait, thread it on, your extender stop, that pulls inside the bait, so you're left with 1 centimetre clearance, and the end of the loop is about 6mm inside the boiler. Take a bit of rig putter or split shot. That's going to go over the concertinaed coating. And that's the finished single bottom bait rig. So similar to the double bottom bait, you've got a piece of putty there which pins the rig down at that point, which will form a pivot point, so whichever direction the carp picks the bait up from, it's being pinned down there, so it helps give the back of the hook a bit of drag so the hook goes in the right way. And because you've not got 2 bottom baits, you've only got 1, you're not relying on the weight of the boiler as much, so instead of coming off the hook here, you're coming off here, and with the coating being stripped, unstripped, coming out the knot, that helps hold the hook more like that than like that. So again, once it's in the fish's mouth, you've got the weight of the boiler quite far up the shank, pulling the hook point down, and you've got the rig putty on the outside doing the same. So that's the single bottom bait. And then quite simpler to change it to a pop-up, just take the extender stop back out, take the bait off. So just a single pop-up, thread it on, and then using just a normal stop, so you're left with that. Now you'll have to margin test this to make sure that the buoyancy of the pop-up doesn't pick the putty up off the bottom. So either margin test it or in a bucket of water. Just keep adding a bit of putter. And what I've done there, with changing from a extender stop to a normal stop, I've actually made the length of the hair shorter without altering the rig at all. So that's going to sit there like that, waiting for Mr. Fish to come along. And again, it's available from any angle that the carp picks the bait up from. And with this rig as well, it might look like you've got quite a big distance between the bait and the hook, because it's pivoted there as it's taken by the carp, there's loads of movement. That hook's going to go right into the fish's mouth. So that's the pop-up. That's 2 rigs, dead simple, minimum materials and components. Give it a go, and until next week, thanks for watching.